So the next 3 kits I'm going to show you all involve this most beautiful jasmine plant. So we have the scalloped white jasmine kit, we have the trailing white jasmine kit, and we have the trailing white jasmine planter kit. Now these sold out so quickly last year, so I bought them back this year, and my goodness, the studio has smelt divine this week when we've had them in. They are such stunning plants and they smell sensational, and if you've ordered this kit, I'm so pleased, because I just think it's going to fill your home with the most beautiful fragrance. And yeah, I would love to hear what you think, so please message me if you have got it and you're just loving kind of just having it in the home. You know, every time you walk past, it just smells incredible. Anyway, so 3 different pots, so for the 3 different kits. So this is a new pot here, so it's a 14 centimetre scalloped pot with this beautiful sort of simple scalloping there. It's gorgeous, it's slightly taller, so it's a bit different, and it really helps with the whole trailing situation. And then we've got the planter, which is one of our biggest sort of best sellers ever since we launched Hello Petal. Again, it's got the sort of the 3 tier of scallop edging, and the idea of this kit was that it sort of is planted in the middle, and then it just sort of trails out over the side. So you can either put it somewhere high and let it trail down, or put it somewhere, you know, on a table or an island or whatever, and let it sort of trail across. And then of course, again, another bestseller, the ribbed pot with the bobbly saucer. So that's another 14 centimetre. It's just slightly shorter than this one. And again, that would look beautiful sat on a shelf, and just allowing those jasmine florals to kind of trail down. So I'm going to pot up, oh, I can't decide which one. I think I'm going to pot this one up because it's a new pot, so I just want to give it a go. But with these 2, it's exactly the same. With the planter, the only difference is that when you take it out of the pot, so this is just for the planter, although if you wanted to do it for the other, it's fine. You literally just need to sort of loosen the roots a little bit, just so that it sits. Although you probably actually don't need to do that because you've got the moss on top. But if you want to loosen the roots, that's fine. You can do that for any of these, to be fair, because then the roots kind of get the nutrients a bit quicker. But anyway, we're going to pop this one up. So in your kits, you will have your plant, your pots, your gravel, your compost, and your 3 different types of moss. There are no twigs in this one. I put the twigs in and I thought, do you know what? It looks nicer without, so I took them out. And I think it speaks for itself. You know, the twigs are something that we use so regularly because we just think they finish off the potting so beautifully. But in this case, I think you just don't need them. It's just no need. It just ends up looking a bit spiky, and actually the focus is on the bits sort of trailing down. Okay, let's start. So we're going to add in our gravel. So pop in as much gravel as in your brown paper bags into your pots. Make sure your pot's on your saucer to begin with because of the drainage hole. And then I'm going to pop in, I'm just going to sort of measure, probably a good couple of inches of the compost. So that will probably be sort of 3 really decent handfuls. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop my plant in, so give it a good drink when it arrives. Yeah, that's right, because then we've got the moss on top. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm just going to sort of pop it on top of the compost, and then I'm just going to lift the trails up, and then just add in compost down the sides, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. So it's just going in the gap between the plant and the pot. Now jasmine, although looks very delicate, it's such a sort of easy plant to grow that if you did this and, you know, accidentally kind of snapped a stem off, it doesn't matter. Just cut it off and then more will grow back. Okay, just adding a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Okay, how's that looking? I'm just going to clear up this compost. What's heavy? Okay. Now when you get your plant, it won't look like this. It will look slightly different. In fact, bear with, I'm going to go and get one so I can show you exactly how to sort of dismantle it. 2 seconds. Okay, so when you get your plant, it will either look like this or like this. So it'll either have sort of 3 canes and a sort of attachment and then a kind of elastic band there, or it will have almost like a hoop that goes all the way around. This is super simple. You simply sort of take the canes off this kind of grey plastic thing and then just pull them out, cut the elastic, and then that's it. It'll all unravel and that's absolutely fine. With this one, it's not difficult. All you need to do is take the sort of grey kind of loop or hoopy kind of thing off. So I'm just going to break that off. Like that. And then I'm just going to take some secateurs, or you can do some scissors, and just carefully in sort of 3 different places, I'm just going to cut, making sure I don't cut the actual main stem. I'm going to cut the grey plastic kind of thing, and then I'm just literally, I've just started that one, I'm just threading it through, although I've probably gone the wrong way, I should have gone that way. So you're then just going to pull it out. Like that. Oh, that one's already just come out. And then the middle one, I kind of want to cut in another place at the top. Again, just making sure you're not cutting your jasmine, but it's super simple, borderline satisfying to be fair. Okay, so you've just taken out your kind of support. The reason that they come to you like that is just because they package a little bit better, they're a bit more robust in shipping. And then you just, I mean, this is such a lovely thing to do, sort of unravel it really. You can pot it first if you want to, completely up to you, and then it just all unravels. And you just sort of unwind it from each other, all the sort of tendrils really, and then you can pot it up. Anyway, I won't show you the rest of that because it's quite self-explanatory, but it's super easy, so don't be daunted if it arrives looking like either one of these. That's intentional. You just need to take the supports out and that's it. Right, I'm just going to put this down here and then we'll finish with our potting up. Okay, so that's all in, and again you can just sort of, once you've potted it, just move them around depending on how you want it to flow. It's a trailing plant obviously, so you know, if you're putting it against something it might trail up it. I have mine in my bathroom, although I will say mine has been in my bathroom again for about a year. I neglected it so badly. I didn't water it for quite a while. I think we went away and then I came back and then I watered it and then I just again forgot about it, just didn't really pay much attention. It's still, bless it, it's still absolutely fine. It's not, I did have to cut it back quite a lot because it all dried out, but they are pretty robust, so I cut it back. So it was just almost like a little stump with a few kind of stems coming off, and now it's starting to trail up again, and then it goes up the beam in my bathroom. So what I'm trying to say is it's quite robust. Don't worry if it goes a bit dry and crispy, it just means it's a bit thirsty. So you can either cut those bits off, start again. But yes, a really, really kind of robust plant, really, if you get it if you put it in the right spot, which I'll go through in a second. Okay, so let's add some moss to our jasmine. So you'll have 3 different types of moss. You'll have a bun moss, which is the chunky one, the sphagnum moss, which is the sort of dry 2-tone one, and then you'll have your flat moss, which is the sort of woodland flory kind of one. You will have more of this one and less of the other 2. It sits a lot better than the sort of chunkier moss, so we give you more of it. So I'm just breaking that up and laying that gently underneath the leaves and the stems on top of the compost. Just going to add some sphagnum in. And a little bit of bun moss. Just going to take the root structure off the back, just the brown bit off the back, and then just add little bits of that in the gaps. Okay, now in terms of looking after your jasmine, they like to be placed somewhere bright. They like to be kept damp, and if you don't water it, it will just dry out and won't die though. If you get it in time like I did, just cut it off, cut it back, and then it will come back, but just make sure the soil's damp. But ideally, keep that soil damp at all times, not waterlogged, just damp. Any kind of brown flowers, you can just pull them off, and then that will encourage these kind of lovely budded areas to bloom. If you find that your plant's not flowering and that your little buds aren't coming into bloom, it's because it's not getting enough sunlight. So you just need to move it somewhere sunnier. Mine in my bathroom is on my windowsill, and it obviously has one of those kind of like frosted, like dappled windows. So it probably won't bloom in terms of the white flowers. I'm okay with that. I just think the foliage on its own is beautiful. I might in the summer move it if I can be bothered, but I don't mind the fact that it's not blooming. But if you want it to bloom with these beautiful scented flowers, put it somewhere really sunny, keep the soil damp. You can mist it if you want. It quite likes a bit of humidity, so if you've got one of those kind of mist guns, you can get them off Amazon. You could give it a kind of mist every couple of days. It would love that. And that's about it. So soil damp, pop it in the sink, give it a good water. Let the excess water drain out, tip it out the saucer, put it in your spot, nice and sunny. Once the flowers go brown, you can just literally pinch them out. In terms of pruning, if you want to prune it, you can. You don't need to worry about where you're pruning it. It's not sort of specific. Just cut it back if you want to, or just leave it to go wild. And I really, really hope you enjoy your trailing jasmine kit.